If you want to see the proper way of how to make lasagna, or see the proper way you should be doing it, at least a good video of it, and it's a little different recipe than what I use, check out Jim Hightower at Help at Home. And his saying is, everybody needs a little help at home, including me, and he's right. Sorry I stole that from you, but hey, yesterday was one of those days. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is the Grumpy Vlogger at you. This is Thursday, June the 7th, I believe, 2018. So, anyways, I just uploaded the video of them installing my new windshield on here from yesterday. And, I mean, it's long, it's boring, but it was something different, okay? So anyways, thumbs up to them guys at Safe Light. They were good guys. And I apologize, I forgot to get your names so I could give a shout out to you, but if you're seeing this, you'll know who you are. And I have some video that I'm going to add to this. This will probably be my opening monologue for today's video, which I hope to put up tonight. I've got some video that I did yesterday evening after I got the windshield installed, and I had to run up the store, and I got to tell you, part of it was about I was going shopping to get stuff to make lasagna, okay? And I wrote to Help at Home, because he always has a saying, he says, it happens, you know. Well, it did to me last night. You know, first thing I did was, well, I needed to dig out the pans because I hadn't made any in a while. And well, okay, that one needed to be washed. And long story short, which it's never a short story with me. But anyways, I turned on my oven because I boil the noodles. That was one of the discussions we had. I boil the noodles for about 9 minutes, 8 or 9. And get them good and soft, and then leave them in cold water. Then I go ahead and at the same time I cook up the hamburger, because I add hamburger to my sauce. You know, about a pound and a quarter of hamburger, 2 cans of Del Monte sauce, traditional, and then lots of cheese, and I use cottage cheese. So anyways, I was sitting there, and I turned the oven on. Well, I got this oven last year, and I've talked about it before. I got a really good deal on it. It's a brand new oven. People just didn't like the color, and so they bought the house, and they put it. Anyways, so I'm still not used to it. Okay, so I turned the oven on, and it's got a preheat cycle. Well, then I bring the water to boil, drop the noodles in there, the lasagna noodles, set the timer, hit the start button, everything's go. Pretty soon I hear the, you know, ding ding or the beep beep of this, because it's all digital, you know. I hear this beep beep sound, so hey, cool, man, that was a quick 9 minutes. So I run over there and grab the pot, dump the water out, start the water running into it to cool the noodles down. And I noticed the noodles weren't done. They were still fairly stiff. And I turn around and I look over at the oven to see what was wrong with the timer, and it was still going. The ding was the preheat. So there we go. So now I've taken the noodles off about 5 minutes too early. So I stop everything. I run over there, stop the clock, reset it for 5 minutes. I fill the pot up, I bring it to boil. I set the timer. You know, bring everything back to boil. By now the noodles were, you know, they were already going, you know, and I got them up to boil real quick. It didn't take that long for my stove to heat back up. So anyways, I'm going to add this in somewhere. This goes along with the story about as I said, I had to put the noodles back on to boil. And we have one of those type of stove. We have a GE stove. It's an older one, electric stove. And it's one of those that has everything in a line. Then it has a little symbol next to each knob that tells which burner it represents. Well, I was using the back burner for cooking the noodles on, back upper left. You know, they don't put the two big burners, you know, next to each other or side by side. You know, they have to, you know, make them opposite of each other. It's just kind of ridiculous. But anyway, so I put the noodles back on it, shut the fire off, because, you know, when I popped the noodles were done, it turned out I'd missed something there. The timer hadn't gone off. It was, you know, as I explained earlier. Anyways, so I light the fire. You know, I turn the heat back on, and I don't know. I go to do something. Go to sit down for a minute, and I notice there's I don't know, just kind of a strange smell, and I'm thinking, huh? So I jump up, run back into the kitchen just to check, you know, because it's just a few steps into the kitchen from where I was sitting, and I go over there, and I can see some smoldering coming from, and we have an electric stove, so we use them burner covers, you know, decorative burner covers, and I had them all stacked on top of each other because I was using 3 burners, and there was a 4th one that wasn't being used, and you know, that was the rear right-hand burner, which was the smaller one, but I had everything stacked on it so I could, you know, use the other 3 burners. And sure enough, I turned the heat on the wrong burner and started burning our, fortunately I caught it, you know, I mean, I noticed something was wrong right away, but it was enough it scorched one of them. Fortunately, it didn't scorch all 3 of them, so, but I was able to clean it up, and anyways, that was the other thing. So, you know, I had to shut it off, grab a pot holder, grab all those burners, take them over and set them in the sink because they were hot, and then turn on the proper burner and start the noodles to boiling again. That I get them boiling, and I hit the start button for the because I'd hit the off button to shut off the timer, but it turned out I'd shut off the oven. So I hit the start button for the timer, and it's starting again. Everything's going. We're going along pretty good. So, anyways, you know, finally you know, and of course the oven just preheats back up. So, anyways, I mean, it was still hot, so I figured no problem. So, anyways, I fixed everything. I put in I put in a little bit of the sauce hamburger mix. Lay down lay down the noodles. I use a really big pan, so I use 4 noodles in it, and then add some more sauce, cottage cheese, and an 8-ounce bag of regular cheese. That's for layer 1. Do the same thing for layer 2 and 3. So I use like 3 bags of 8 ounces of mozzarella cheese, and a small, you know, well, not small, but medium-sized tub of cottage cheese that, you know, I use, and about that big, around about that deep. I use 1.5 of those, and get it all set up, and everything's going great, and pop it in the oven, and I'm thinking, and set it for 30 minutes, and I'm thinking, well, that should be, I'm gonna go in and check it just in case, because it's like my day had gone wrong. So I turn around and I walk in there, and I notice, I open it up, and by golly, the thing doesn't look like it's cooking. I look up, the oven's off. So I hit the oven again and start it back up, you know, and wait for it to do its thing, and I turn around and walk off. Thought, you know, I'm gonna go back and check that. It's about 5 minutes later, go back and check. Noodles, the lasagna's still not cooking. I mean, it's just sitting there in the pan. And I'm scratching my head, and I look up, and the oven's off again. So I set the timer for I had it on 350, so I set it for 375. Still nothing was going on, and suddenly I remembered, oh, this one you got to hit a start button. I forgot about that. As I said to Jim Hightower, it was sort of like an episode of I Love Lucy, in which I was playing both the Lucy and Ethel part. So, but it turned out delicious, I'll tell you that much. It was delicious. I am the Grumpy Vlogger, and you know the routine. Subscribe, check out the links, the cards that pop up, whatever I've got up here, just check them out, okay? Anyways, and I am the Grumpy Vlogger, and y'all be safe, be kind, be good, and I'm out here. Bye-bye for now.